All right, morning pages, day 4, morning page hair. That's why I typically wear a hat, but give you guys something different to look at. Got to keep it interesting. I've noticed been losing followers. Probably people seeing these things and being annoyed with them or something, and they're not getting their quotes or whatever they signed up for. And not a lot of followers. I've lost maybe almost 10 or so. But I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, this is a writing page. This is, if you want to write, this is just a tool that I'm working with right now. Thought I'd share it with you all. Um, yeah. So day 4. I've been thinking today. I've been working on this sketch comedy writing book, and I've been really struggling with the preface, writing the preface of the book, which is essentially trying to explain how the book was started, and I've been having a difficult time with it. So I think I'm going to try something different today, and I think I'm going to try to. What was yawning? I think I'm going to try to write that for the 20 minutes, like rewrite the preface in a way that I don't know, just try to get it straight in my head, because it's like when I write the morning pages of normal stuff, I can write about anything. But then when I put the pressure on to write something, or when I write something that I associate with having stakes, like getting a book deal or writing something that I'm going to put out there in the public, I kind of get locked up. So I want to kind of work with that today. And I don't know if that's cheating or whatever, but it says the morning pages could be whatever, so that's what I'm going to do. So, oh man, we'll start with the date, and then I will begin. Ta-da! 3 pages. 1, ignore this. That's like a short story thing I wrote years ago. 2, 3. There it is. There it is, folks. You saw it first there. Um, that was a really powerful experience. That was a very, very powerful. Um, Essentially, I've been working on this preface explaining how I got into sketch comedy writing, um, just how I fell into it. I believe it or not, I was going to be a cop, and I know you're not supposed to talk about the morning pages, but this was kind of outside of the normal thing. But I was originally going to be a police officer. I have a bachelor's degree in law enforcement and justice administration from Western Illinois University, and I'm colorblind, and I knew I was colorblind since I was in the 5th grade. And I remember even going into the law enforcement program, I had a feeling that might be an issue, but when I asked people about it, they didn't think it was going to be an issue. And what happened was, when I was 21, I was hired. I was offered a conditional offer of employment with a county sheriff's department in Illinois, and I failed the color vision test and lost that job. And here I am now, a 39-year-old, doing morning pages on Instagram and living with roommates and living a very different life. And I realized yesterday, because I've been struggling with writing this for so long, months, I realized yesterday, because the book's a sketch comedy book, and one of the things is writing. When you write humor, you make fun of, your the most painful things are the funniest a lot of the times. And that was one of the most painful things in my life, because also around that time a girlfriend I was dating for however long broke up with me. So I had a breakup that happened of a person I was with for like 5 years, and then I was hit with the color blindness, and that really shattered my suburban brain that I was living in, my suburban mindset about how everything is going to work out as this way where you go to school, you go to college, you have a girlfriend, you get a career, you have kids, all the cliche stuff. Um, that kind of was where things shattered for me. And I realized yesterday that I was holding on to a lot of that, the pain of that, and not recognizing it as funny. And it was hard for me to think it was funny because, and part of me feels like it kind of messed up my life. I feel like I feel like it kind of, it put me on a path that people had a lot of problems with. My parents had a lot of problems with it. My friends, they didn't understand it, and I'm still struggling with it. Um, and I recognized that, and I felt a lot of emotions over that. Like I got very emotional feeling that sort of stuff yesterday, and I got the idea. I was like, well, maybe, and I was trying to the rewrite the preface, because I was like, while doing these morning pages, I'm flying through writing. I could do anything. But when I got it on the computer and was trying to type it, it was more difficult for me. But today, and then, I mean, I have other stuff to write about too, but today I was like, well, let me try doing the morning pages about the preface and hand write it, what I'm trying to say. And it was really good. It flowed out of me. And again, I don't think it's perfect. There's definitely going to be things I have to edit, but the fact that I was able to write it, and I wrote it in a way that has more depth to it, it fills out the story more. It's longer. I'm trying to keep it short too. I think that's one thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep things short, but it's like that's another form of control. You're trying to control how long a piece needs to be. If the preface has to be 10 pages, it has to be 10 pages. If it has to be 2 pages, it has to be 2 pages. But I'm trying to explain this complicated thing because once I lost the girlfriend, once I lost the job, I, I changed, and I shifted from normal life into artist life, and I started following an artistic path. And through that artistic path, I found the Second City in Chicago, and I studied sketch comedy and improv and all these other things. And that led me to meeting my teacher, Nancy, and that led us to forming a relationship and all this stuff, all this really like powerful stuff that I was really kind of sad about, and that I didn't want to, I don't know, that I haven't fully embraced because I've been holding on to this thing that I could never have become because of my eyes. It's pretty wild. So, but I think that allowed me to crack the code and allowed me to see it, and it's cool. It's, I mean, it's only day 4, and to see the power of the morning pages and to see what it's teaching me as far as like writing freehand with getting out of my way. I mean, it's something that I need. I think it's something a lot of writers need, and I think it's just such a powerful tool. I mean, it's like this woman discovered the tool to tap into the creative source, the energy. And I mean, it could be a whole class on this. I feel like I could teach, and it's something that's really seems to be powerful. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you all for listening. If anybody's even watching this, I don't even know. Like I said, I'm just losing followers, and not many people comment on it, but you know, I'm not going to let that be an issue. So thank you all. It's Friday. TGIF.